Well, do you want to know all about the Norfolk International Airport? Well, that's what we're talking about today, and we're starting right now. Hey, my name is Sansalone, and I'm a real estate agent in Hampton Roads, Virginia. If it's your first time here, welcome. You hit that subscribe button and the bell notification, and you'll be notified every time I do a video. That's every Wednesday about Hampton Roads and real estate. And now today we're talking about the Norfolk International Airport. Why am I talking about the airport, you ask? Well, I get a lot of questions from people that are coming into the area for the first time, and one of the questions they ask is, well, where do I fly in? Now, while there's more than one airport in the Hampton Roads area, the Norfolk International Airport is the busiest. It's not a super busy airport, but I want to talk to you about it. So if you do plan to take a visit, or if you're going to come here to move here, it's the most commonly used and the easiest to get to in most of Hampton Roads. There's also the Newport News International Airport that's on the peninsula, Newport News. That's much smaller than the Norfolk Airport. So we're going to focus on the Norfolk Airport. We're going to talk about like how many airlines fly out of there, the parking situation, how to get in and out, and then some fun facts, and then some extra tips about if you do plan to fly into it, what to expect. So first of all, some history behind the Norfolk International Airport. It was started in 1938. The first airline to fly in the airport was, guess? Penn Central. Well, what is that? Well, Penn Central is now United Airlines. So United Airlines was the first airline to use the Norfolk International Airport. And between 1942 and 47, during World War II, the U.S. Army Air Corps assumed command of the airport for those 5 years, until 1947 when the airport was taken back over by the city of Norfolk. Now the call letters for the Norfolk International Airport is cool, it's ORF. And the slogan for the airport is Take ORF, of course. Of course. So I will say, as being a local in Norfolk, Norfolk Airport, well, to me, when I was a kid, I used to think it was super big, like it was a big airport, because it was the only airport I'd ever been to. That was until I left to go anywhere, when I realized Norfolk International Airport is incredibly small. The international piece of the Norfolk International Airport, why they included that, it's not to make it sound bigger, because it isn't that big. And if you look on the Norfolk Airport's website, they'll brag, or at least it sounds like they're bragging, that the size of the airport is 1,300 acres. That sounds like a lot, until you realize that Denver's airport is 33,000 acres. So in context, you know, we're like, what is that? 25 times less the size of Denver. They have, I think, upwards of like 60 million people that go through that airport on an annual basis. We have about 3. So if you do go on to the Norfolk Airport website, you'll see a lot of these facts, and it talks about how, like, oh, how big it is, how many people go through here. Well, contextually, it's not very big. Even taking a loop around the airport only takes about 45 seconds to a minute, it feels like. You'll see that we don't even rank in the top 60 of the highest trafficked airports in the country. But we still love our airport. It's easy to get in and out of. That's one thing I love about it. There are 5 baggage claims, as you see there, all in a row, but they're all really close together. So if your baggage claim is like 5, for instance, you're only walking 100 steps more, probably, than if you're at baggage claim 3. The parking, there's short-term and long-term parking. The short-term parking is $1 for every half an hour. And if you go there and only stay for a couple minutes, they might give you a free ticket. And the maximum for a day in short-term parking is $24. But in long-term parking, it's $1 for every half an hour, but $10 a day for a max. In the long-term and short-term parking are all located very close to the airport. And the parking also has electric car charging stations in the garage in sporadic places. There's plenty of rental cars. There's a garage that has the rental cars in it. So if you do have a rental car that you need, you can go into one of the 8 rental car stations and get your rental car keys and go up and get your car in the garage. You can go onto the website. There's plenty of information about the airport there and how early to get there. I will say that while it's good to get there early, at least 2 hours early, right? But I've had situations where have been needing to get to the airport in less than an hour, and gotten there, and it's okay, because that gate, the distance between the door as you go into the airport and the gate, is not very long. I don't recommend that, but it's happened before. Now, the airlines are Allegiant, American, Delta, Frontier, United, and Southwest. What I would do if you're going to fly into town and you do have other ways of being able to get picked up or Uber or whatever, check the Newport News Williamsburg International Airport, and also check the Richmond airport also. The Richmond airport's about an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours away on the from the northwest. The Newport News Williamsburg Airport is about 50 minutes north of Norfolk. You might have a harder time finding a flight that works, but you might find one that's cheaper, especially in Richmond, comparatively speaking to Norfolk. It's not always the case, but it's worth checking. But I'll leave links for the Richmond and Williamsburg airports as well down below in case you want to do some compare and contrast. Now, a couple cool fun facts about the airport too. There are over 1,000 live plants in the airport. Well, why is that? Well, first of all, it looks nice. But second of all, it helps to add oxygen into the air. As you walk through the arrival section, you'll see a bunch of plants, and that is one of the reasons why it is so lush. Now, one cool thing about this airport is that there is a USO Welcome Center on the second floor. This is just kind of like a salute to the veterans of the area, not just active duty, but also retired. There's an area that you can sit and relax, get a snack, play some games. On the first floor, there is also uniformed military that is also available to answer questions too, especially to help the military personnel that's coming in, to help give them support as they're transitioning out of the airport. And to keep in mind too, in the airport, if you're in the military, you get a 20% discount. I'll drop a link below to a self-guided tour of the airport. And it sounds a little bit crazy because it's such a small airport, but it's a PDF that has some cool information and some helpful information if you're planning to use the airport. It was provided by the airport itself. And the cool thing about the airport too is it's right next to the Norfolk Botanical Gardens. So once you take off, you might see the Botanical Gardens. And another thing about the airport is it has a Starbucks. Well, that's great, Sam. Well, the cool thing is that not only is the airport 24 hours, but the Starbucks is 24 hours. So if you're local and you need to get some Starbucks in the middle of the night, you can park the car and get your Starbucks at the airport. Just saying. And I'll make a list below. There are some restaurants and some magazine shops and things in the airport. So if you want to get a quick bite at places like Burger King, you can, but there are a couple other nice restaurants in there that if you want to sit down and have a meal, you can. If this was of help to you, I would recommend you check out some other links I have up top about more things about the area, neighborhoods, pros and cons about each city, all kinds of things that paint a clearer picture of what this area is like. So I hope you enjoy them, and I'll see you on the next video.